lest we forget. Lest we forget. What a way to start the video. That's what it's about for me. You know, Great Britain, people coming together, the war effort, brought up by my nan. They had nothing in the war and they shared everything. Let's talk about the police first. So, London. We have a guy in London, merchant banker. You know what I'm saying? See you next Tuesday. Yeah? Made it his mission to push his culture. All for third world culture, violence, religion and conflict. Yeah? Totally anti-British. And when I say anti-British, I'm not talking about somebody like me, white male, although I am. I'm talking about everyone who counts herself as being British. So we look at London and the police. Two-tier policing. Obvious to everyone. Yeah? People walking alongside people with terrorist flags, doing nothing. George Cross, Union Jack will be there in force. We'll have a go at you, we'll get the riot shields out, we'll rush you, we'll do everything. Really obvious. And you see it every weekend, aren't we? And years of having this shite rammed down your throat, this multiculturalism that doesn't work. That doesn't work. So my mate says, them wee lassies in Southport, he's on about police officers, female police officers with riot shields and helmets, getting a battering. Yeah? I don't want to see women getting battered. I don't want to see any coppers getting battered. However, you know, we just see this woke shite. This recruitment, people who can't speak English. People recruited because they're part of the A, B, C, D, E, F, whatever, plus community. If you're offended by me saying that, I don't know all the letters. I'm not interested. What I do know is the more letters you've had, the more bizarre and perverted you have become. You've included people in there who think about and maybe do harm children. That's a big problem for me. You know, rainbow marches, the police, they're there. Crime? They're not dealing with crime, are they? Retail staff getting battered every day, 1,000. We don't deal with shoplifting, car crime. We don't deal with anything, do we? That's the problem, you see. Reputation of the police. I get messages from coppers who've been in a long time. All they want to do is serve the community, catch criminals. The worst kind of criminals. They put hours and hours in, only to be laughed at by the courts. It's a joke. The British criminal justice system is an absolute joke. And then we get misinformation, haven't we? We've got misinformation. That's why it's kicking off in Southport. It is truly shocking and heartbreaking. People have had enough. Yeah, misinformation. People turn up a mosque, maybe EDL, English Defence League there. Listen, when people take to the streets through frustration and shock, you know, young kids, young lasses being slaughtered, absolutely slaughtered, there's always going to be people that take advantage, aren't they? And that's where the media goes. That's where they put the focus. Misinformation, far right. We get all this crap rammed down our throat. Anyone who buys a newspaper and watches news channels right now, you want to be switching off. It's misinformation, isn't it? I want the same information the politicians, civil service and that are getting, because they know all these things that's happening, it's nothing to do with terror, don't they? They've got that information. It's not terror. It doesn't matter whether it's terror or not. People are sick and they've had enough. This last month has been horrendous. Yeah, groups of individuals being invited here, given everything, are giving nothing, just taking. They don't want to coexist. They don't want British culture, do they? They won't let people do their jobs. Sickening. It'll spread. It'll definitely spread, and people will take advantage, and the media and the press and the politicians will focus on that side of it. I have spoke to 3 good family men in the last 24 hours. They've all said the same thing. They work. Me and the missus go to work, one of them. We go out, we work hard, we pay our bills, we struggle. Food prices through the roof. We were told they were going to go through the roof. It's by design, isn't it? We weren't told that supermarkets were going to make massive profits, though. Were we? Energy companies, we were told our bills would go up. We weren't told that companies like British Gas would make record profits and the CEOs would double their 6 million salary or whatever, were we? It's not being passed on to the public, that is it? It's greed. It's greed. And we, as British, 3rd greenest country on the planet, are getting battered. Labour, first mistake, going after pensioners. People won't forget that now, because now people are looking where money's going, where you're spending it. What is it, 12 billion leaving this country for a green agenda in other countries when we've got our own deficit here? Not to mention the hotels and everything else. It's wrong, isn't it? People are angry. The people I'm talking to are angry. One of my mates says, I will be on the front line, Sam. I've had enough. And you're coming after us with taxes. Public sector, junior doctors, just got 22% rise. Great, they're happy now. What are you going to do about rest? Where'd you get it that the private sector have been getting massive pay rises? Most people, like my mates, myself, my missus, are on minimum rate or just above. But you're coming after us for taxes. You know, them at the bottom of the ladder, struggling with bills, struggling to buy food, pay the mortgages and anything else. People come in here just wanting to take. They'll take the hotel, the phone, they'll complain if things aren't how they want them, and they'll take the houses you're going to build as well. The anger and frustration amongst people, yeah, the politicians, civil servants, coppers, royalty and everyone down, you're not seeing it. You're not seeing it. Unity is strength. The British people, and again, don't matter what creed you are, religion, you know, if you want to live peacefully, you're going to give, be part of communities and the like. Number millions. Be careful what you do and where you go. Politicians aren't going to be able to go on the streets. Starmer in Southport getting booed. It'll get worse for you guys. I'm no fan of Tories or Labour. Yeah, same agenda. It's nothing to do with our country. It's what's happening in the world. Being part of that. The puppets, absolute puppets. This Southport, truly shocking. Beyond shocking. What's happening? You need to get a grip and understand. The police, they're going to cop for it. You know, I've called the police for what they are, what they've become. Still good people amongst them. And again, it's a combat sport. It's quite obvious from what were happening last night. They're not prepared and they're not going to be able to cope. Mass sackings they need in the police. Hire people fit and appropriate to do the job. They're offering 1,200 quid bonuses. Try and recruit people. They're not going to, are they? It's got a bad reputation. The experience is leaving. And if you're going to recruit from the ABC community, then it's not going to end well. People need to be fit for purpose, up to the job, and not recruited because they've got little cards in the pockets. It might well have just kicked it off, this Southport thing. Again, people are unhappy. British public are unhappy. The working man is unhappy with everything that's going on. They will take to the streets. People will take advantage of that. People will riot, set things on fire and loot. It happens. But do not underestimate the frustration and anger of the working class man, of the British public. And when I say man, you know what I mean. I'm not going to change my terminology to appease a few individuals who get upset. I'm just going to leave it there, guys. Thanks for your continued support. I know some of you don't get out. It's beautiful up here. First time I've been up since I lost my boy. I miss him. I miss his company. I miss the routine. God bless you all. Thanks for coming. I'll see you.
In the shadows they reside, secrets etched in stone, echoes of forgotten cries. Behind these walls of